Well, St. Stephen is clearly a dynamic, big church here in town. So we had different ones that we came across that mentioned St. Stephen. Some of the ones I worked with, as well as some people in the community. Then we met also Pebbles, who was a very key person with our kids, because our kids were very little at the time. And they were 8 years, 8, 6, 4, and 1. And so some of the interactions in the community, we found actually Pebbles in this case, and Pebbles mentioned St. Stephen's would be a church of some dynamic word. So we said, let's visit.
We joined St. Stephen Church about 10 years ago. We shopped around different churches in the area, and it only took 1.5 visits here, and we knew this was a place for us. I know, let me start, you okay? I know for sure that when we first moved here, I remember telling Marvin, I said, we can find a nice home to live in, and we can find good schools for the kids, but how do you replace 40 years worth of relationships and people and support? And coming here not knowing anyone, after we joined this church, we took like an inventory of the people in our lives that we consider to be family, friends, the people we shared birthdays and holidays and special occasions with. And we had more people in 1 year based off of this church than we had in 40 years in Chicago. I think whenever you get involved in a church, there's always opportunity to reach out to others, and so you have a lot of programs here that smaller churches don't offer. And so whether it's working with the food pantry, or whether it's working with the women's ministry or the men's ministry, even the children, there's so many opportunities to grow as a person. Our first year was pretty tough in some ways. We both had tuition at private schools. We both were working. Like you said, we're married with a lot of new expenses. And I remember when we got to the end of the year, we always take an assessment before the end of the year to see how our tithes are matched up. And we realized that we were falling short. We try to give 10%, and we give 10% gross, because we feel like God blesses us in a big way. We don't try to go net and fraction it off. And it was getting close to the end of the year, and I was thinking, baby, we're not gonna make it. We had this conversation, and it's gonna fall a little short this year. And you wanna tell them what you did?
Well, I just felt that it was important for us to try to set a tone of giving. And in this particular case, not that I think all of us should be doing this, but just put it on the credit card for the gap to make sure we got to 10%, not to be overly legalistic, but I think I was brought up with the belief that give God first, and in fact, I'm always disappointed when I'm actually not fulfilling that.
Get connected. We found out that once we joined Sunday school, it really made the church smaller for us and more manageable, and from there we were able to branch off, and not only did we get connected through Sunday school, but our children did. So that helped out tremendously too. Mother Birch, worked with all of them. And so once you get the whole family connected, you can grow from there. And one of the greatest gifts that St. Stephen has given all of us, I think, maybe I should speak from just the two of us as parents, our kids are involved. So they've been ushers, they're junior deacons, they have a love of the Lord, they have a desire to serve. And even as Marcus has gone off, and he's gone off to college, he's at a church, he plays the drums, he's very consistent. And it seems like it just continues when you build the base here, the foundation here. So it's important to get involved, to plant the seeds, I guess, so that your children can grow, your family can grow in the Lord.
You guys have said such great things about St. Stephen's. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we've been here for 10 years. This is the church that we've known practically our whole lives. I mean, we remember Grandpa's church too, but this is the one that helped raise us. So we owe St. Stephen's for our childhood. And thank you.
Yeah, St. Stephen's becomes a very, smaller church as people are more involved. And I think the worst thing you can do is just come, listen to the great word, listen to the great worship, and then leave. We've done some different things for the church, but the church has done a whole lot more for us.